It's wailing like never before because we've been playing the other two Hoyo games for a while. Me and Jason have been kind of on everything. Doug's been more Genshin based. Michaela's kind of more Genshin. Nick is more Star Rail. He's not here today. He died. But we're not playing either of those games today. We're playing the new Hotness, Triple Z, and Jason's pulling the most, so I'm letting him go first and explain what he's doing.
I'm pulling today. Nah. So we're okay. So it's a new game. You know, everything's great. I've got some characters that I want to save up for. I can't even explain them very well. They're in the game, but not in the game. There has been some, let's call them dreamlike trances that have circulated the internet that I've seen these mystical figures in. So I know that they exist. I know that they will come out, and I already like their designs, and I already want to simp for them, but they don't exist, and they probably will not exist for many patches. So I've got to get my account in a place where I feel like I can tackle some of the content while I save, because I don't want to just be hoarding things while my account is essentially sitting at nothing. So that's what we're doing today. I've got 180 pulls. Our goal today is ideally to get me some S rank. That's 5-star if you only do Star Rail or Genshin. Some S rank DPSs. Miss Zhu Yuan here is the one on the banner. She's great. She will slot into my team very easily to replace Billy. He runs with Nicole and Ambi. I'm naming people. None of you know who they are. That's just how this is going to work, I guess, unless I demonstrate. But the goal today is to basically get some DPS. This is the first time I pulled on the limited banner. I've been saving up since the game came out. I've got 180 pulls plus, but we're not doing any of the plus. We got 180 to work with. I do not want to go much beyond that because I want to make sure I have enough to guarantee the character I want when they come out, and they could come out roughly like 1.4 or something. And so given roughly how many pulls we get, yada, 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 rough math puts it at I should be saving essentially after this patch as we go forward. So I'm not trying to go crazy here, but we got 180 to spend today if need be. The worst possible outcome is that I get dupes of characters because what I want are more characters. That's the plan. So if I pull Zhu Yuan first on the 50-50, I'm pretty much done for today because the last thing I want to do is win the next 50-50 and just get another one of her. I'm sure there are people that are saying, it's really good, and her, her Mindscape or Constellation, Eidolon, whatever, number one is great. And that's true. It's a great quality of life for her. But that's not what I'm here for. I want to spend this first batch of wishes from the first patch on characters. I want more characters. So ideally, I actually lose the 50-50 and then pull Zhu Yuan. And when I lose the 50-50, it'd be nice to get a DPS character, which is either Nekomata or Soldier. Why don't we just show some stuff? So this is Soldier 11, yeah. So right now, the one I got from the standard banner is Lycon here. I'm sure someone in the comments will yell, I should have got Shark Girl Ellen because she goes with him. You're probably right, but I didn't want Ellen, so that didn't happen. So right now I have Lycon. He doesn't have much of a team to go with him. The other standard banner characters are Soldier 11 here. This was Ellen. She was the standard one. We have Nekomata. We have Miss Colita. We have Great Arena, who's a support, and we have Grace, who is an anomaly. So of the ones that I could pull as like losing the 50-50, we don't want Mr. Lycon because I've already got him. Grace would be fine. You can build some teams with her. She stacks up a lot of lightning. So she's kind of like a DPS, but in a different way. She's like a dot character. So that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Kalita would be a weird pick. I don't really have a team that she'd fit in, but I could make one. I could try to get something to work, and having another stunner isn't the worst thing in the world. I like her as a character. The story with her in it, pretty fun, but not the best for this account. My account at this point. Rena's the same way. I don't have a huge need for her, but I could fit her in with Lycon. They fit in the same faction. They're the Victoria Housekeeping. And ideally, with 2 S-rank people supporting her, Corin here, who's only an A-rank, could hopefully do good DPS if she's got some solid support behind her. But ideally, we get a Nekomata. We get a Soldier 11. The character I'm trying to save up for is part of Soldier 11's faction. So having Soldier 11 ahead of time would be great because I could get her built up instead of having to wait till 300 pulls and guaranteeing a Soldier 11. But yeah, we'll see. It's also possible that I just get screwed and I get another Lycon and we just go from there. So we'll see what happens.
This
But
is the new scam, by the way, the new hotness. If you want to be less negative, which is now if you pull a character, you almost want to have 2 other characters that go with it. Now it's like, well, that's not that different from Genshin. It's like, yeah, but now you have faction-specific bonuses that trigger in certain configurations, so you kind of get incentivized into pulling a set of 3 in a way. You can make any team work, but sometimes you may have the best team as part of these individual squads.
Yeah, and there's some interesting. I will say I think I like it better maybe than. It depends. I think it actually opens up building for like your team. In Genshin, I feel like there are some characters that release and it's like, yes, I am only designed to work with such and such character. Whereas in this one, like say you have Nicole here, she is designed to work with any cunning hair or any ether unit. Now, right now, she's screwed because there are no ether units except for the new Yuan. But the way like you could fit her into any team that you might want her in is, and then if you want to get her bonus, if you don't want to put her in there, you could put Ambi, who's a decently solid stunner, by all means. Or you could put Billy. You probably don't want to put Billy in there. Or if you wanted a DPS, you could put Nekomata in there, because all of them are cunning hairs. So you could get Nicole to kind of activate and do her extra bonus as long as you fit one of those random characters or an ether unit. Juyuan here is a little different in that she has, she might be ether, but she either pairs with another cop, which we don't have anymore right now, or she pairs with another support. She's the first character that does that. She pairs with a role, not an element. So she actually would pair with Nicole. Nicole's her best in slot because Nicole boosts ether damage. But you could run her as well with Sakaku, who's a support, or Lucy, who's a support, or Rina, who's a support. So in theory, I could run a team where everything is activated, where if, say I pulled Rina, I could get Rina, who's a support. Rina, being part of Victoria Housekeeping, would activate my Lycon, and because Rina's in it, that would then work with Yuan. Now, it wouldn't necessarily be the best for Yuan because you want to have Nicole usually in that team, but it would function. It would let everyone on that team would get all their bonuses. So there is more options. I still think you're going to end up in scenarios where there's a sort of meta pick. There's like the best in slot. But I think it's different than Genshin where, like, I mean, what do you use, Farazan for? It's really just for Wanderer, and, like, that's it. She doesn't have another team that she can fit into. It's really tough. So I feel like there are some benefits to the system that they've chosen. But right now, with limited characters, it's real tough. Because there's, especially if you haven't pulled certain characters, you haven't pulled a Piper, if you haven't pulled a Lucy, then, like, if you happen to get a Soldier 11... enjoy not having anything to do, because the only way you can activate that fire is the free Ben here. So he's your character. He's it, because she doesn't have anybody else in her faction right now, and the only other fire unit you would have is Ben. So that's it. That's all you've got. So right now, early in the game, this kind of sucks hard. Later on in the game, I think it's going to really open up some options, but we're not there yet. Anyway, we're doing a lot of yapping. We're doing some yapping right now.
This is the first time on the game, so I don't normally mind it. Otherwise, the YouTube algorithm would be furious. But
yes.
It's okay. There's time.
But that is why I'm pulling right now on this. It's why we're not doing weapons or anything. Right now, I need characters for my account. We want more options this early in the game, I feel. I also really want more Nicole's. Like I said, she's the best in slot for Yuan. And also Nicole, I think is going to be like the Pela, to make a Star Rail reference, of this game. She has Defense Shred. She has a ton of, if you give her item, if we get like Constellation 6 of Nicole, she also then adds crit rate. So like there's a ton of boosts that she provides where if you could put her in any team and she would just create tons of opportunity for damage. But we'll see. It's very likely I'll just get a billion Bens. So
no.
Now I have heard some people are turning around on Ben right now, as in like they're realizing that he's incredibly useful. We'll see.
Which, by the way, addresses an overarching point, which is the game's been out for like 3 weeks.
Yes.
And it's way too fucking early to be worried about meta.
Correct, because no one has really figured out what the meta is yet at all. So I'm sort of pulling Yuan because she fits exactly what I need for my account and the teams I've been working on and the characters that I've invested in. And at this point, I'm even looking forward to losing the 50-50 as long as I can not get another Lycon. So this is sort of a great pull for me. It helps my Nicole, who I plan on putting into some team later on. It might get me a great. I mean, I have enough to guarantee Yuan, so I'll have her one way or the other. And I'd love to get another character along the way. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're here to do. We're gonna see what happens, and we're gonna have to kind of play it by ear. Because if I pull her first, if I do a 10 pull and she pops up first, I don't really want another one of her. This will be a short time because I'll probably have to wait to another banner so that I can lose or I can win another 50-50 and end up with a new character. Because I don't want two Yuans. I don't want to work towards that. But I also might decide I want some Nicoles, and I can't guarantee I'm going to get more Nicoles. So it's gonna be a little tough. Ideally,
I have some pulling to do as well, by the way.
True.
Also, you better start pushing that button.
Okay, we're doing first 10 pull. Let's go. Here we go. Also, this is a great pull banner, by the way. We got it's got some good music. I mean, this is like a useless pull, but and we do a little bit of this. I'm just gonna let it play so people can see what it looks like.
Yeah, for the first one, we might as well.
Now, when we get the S rank, there's some lyrics to the soundtrack, so it kind of hits. It's a good bop, you know. Can't wait for us to get another ball. Now, if someone's at home going, why are there so many balls on the screen? These are your weapons, essentially.
Oh,
Okay,
Ben.
we got a Ben.
Oh my God, it's a Ben.
It's a Ben. That should be
His last
like,
name is Bigger, which begs the question: was it a chicken or an egg? What?
Yeah. Yeah, he had to grow into his name, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think that's like C4 Ben. I think I started at a C3 effectively. C3 Ben, C2 Nicole, so that should be C4 Ben.
Okay.
That's correct, yes.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about how many polls you've done or how much pity, because
Yep.
you started with 180, which is the guarantee for 90-90.
Yep.
And you hit 0 pity.
Yep.
And for
Also
those
shows-
wondering, by the way, if you're new to this entire franchise, like the whole series of things that Hoyo does, we'll talk about that in a second. But this is just like the other two games. This is Genshin. This is Star Rail in the sense of you wish until you hit something. You hit start soft pity at 75.
Is that 6?
Guaranteed by
That's
90.
That's 6. Okay. We've maxed out Ben, everybody. He's
Familiar
here already.
things.
So now when he becomes super meta in like 2 patches from now, you'll be ready.
So, just to we can even skip this. So, in some of the higher level content, where you could just get like one-shotted. Now, granted, everyone's accounts are a little bit low. People have low levels, so low HP and stuff. But he actually gets tons of bonuses after he kind of like makes a shield, deflects a hit, and then retaliates. His retaliation can do a lot of. He is kind of like an off stunner that also protects your team. So some people have really turned around on him as like actually being pretty good. Obviously, I haven't used him yet. I haven't had a reason to, but
Might now.
Yeah.
You might now. It's true.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Now, again, we're hoping for some Nicoles, but we'll see, okay? Oh, okay. So this is Sokaku's weapon, which doesn't mean the next thing is a character. I have a Sokaku, so that's good. That's solid. I'll probably put that on her. There we go.
Welcome.
Yeah, as I say, don't you dare.
Okay. And this one is handy because it tells you how many you have on the bottom. You don't have to count.
Yeah, which
Oh,
is a quality of
that's
life thing
so
that
nice.
is so horrendously overdue in both of the other games
Yeah.
that it's nice to see here and yet also baffling because it's like, you guys know.
And if anyone's wondering like how you're supposed to know if you got the S rank early, on the third screen as it kind of dials through, it'll go kind of fast.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Pleasure to
There
work
we
with
go.
you.
So that's
4?
That's 4, which is good. 4 increases the radius of her bubble that sucks everybody in and lowers the defense, which is phenomenal. Because again, for endgame content, they'll throw a lot of enemies at you, and you would much rather have them all in one place so you can kill them all at once.
Makes
It's
sense.
like Venti. Early Venti was really strong because you could just group all the enemies together and then you could kill them. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not skipping.
I don't know.
I'm explaining. I'm lost in the sauce. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You'd be yapping.
So not yet.
But 3
Triple A.
A's.
Okay.
Hey.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
And there are some weapons that I would not be against getting or even getting dupes of. So this is not. That's
Wow.
That's a
that one's not bad for a couple
Instruction one.
characters.
That's a Pokemon.
Yeah, it is a Pokemon. Where's this Ben, huh?
There he is.
There he is.
Got a gig that pays well?
5.
Count me
Okay.
in.
Right, the question is, now that she's at 5,
Mhm.
and you don't get it on this one, you get your S rank. Are you making a few more pulls?
I could make one more 10 pull to see, but man, I don't want to go too hard into it. But
This is happening on camera this time.
Yes.
Exactly.
When you hit a second character, but we're like, well, I mean, you hit it in 10. How mad can you be?
Okay, it's not the S rank.
Oh,
Only
just
the
one
single A. Okay, we'll go through this just. Womp.
Fast forward.
You can fast forward.
Mm-hmm. To fit this whole aesthetic, yes. Old TVs, old computer, and audio software, and
VHS.
fast forward, which is not a
Okay.
thing anybody really does anymore.
Off banner, but
Off-
so that is another thing to mention. Unlike Genshin or Star Rail, actually, how many characters on the Star Rail banner? Is it 2 or 3 for the
3?
Three.
Yeah.
So this one only has 2. Now that could just be because there are not a lot of
I was
characters.
going
in
to say,
this
I
game.
think that's a byproduct of timing, not design choice.
Correct. But right now, that also means that my likelihood of getting the Nicole I want is higher on this banner. So
Yep.
that's another reason I'm pulling now
Mm.
and not doing it later.
Sure, that makes sense.
Okay.
So
Still not
you
yet.
should be in soft pity now? No, not yet.
Not
no,
yet.
This is 70.
This would
about
be
to be.
70, I think.
Soon.
Ooh.
Soon,
Soon.
TM.
We're hoping
My
for a
pretty.
Nicole at some point here, okay?
That Michael.
There we go.
Welcome.
The last one.
We can even see, like, if you let it play here, it does like a little thing where they'll kind of pan around them and stuff. Zoom in on them. There we go.
Okay, well, there's one goal.
That's a goal. So we've accomplished one. So
Now
we
our
gotta
question is the 50-50.
yeah, we got to see. And like I said, we almost want to lose it, but if I win it, it's fine. I'll just wait for the next patch or something like that. So, and we are in the soft pity now. So,
If you lose it, you have a 5 and 6 chance.
okay, I got it
Oh.
though. I got it.
A couple of A's just for fun.
Yep. Here, there's a wrap. Okay, another pipe ring bad.
Kick back and chillax.
Another bad.
That's just a wish at this point.
I mean, yeah.
Rest
There
assured.
we go.
There he is.
Nice.
Well, given that I've met basically all my goals, this is probably going to be it for today, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's a good outcome.
it is a good outcome, though.
This is better than losing it. Losing it had, plenty of backup potential, so it wasn't like you're going to be heartbroken, but
But it's also I can lose it on any banner. So
Yeah.
So this is arguably the better option here. And if you ever listen to the lyrics of this song, it's basically just like, sort of consoling you in case your luck is bad. They're like, yeah, like fortune's fickle, that's its role. Like have fun, like that's life's true goal. Yeah, that's what it's all about. But yeah, and I got 100. So I'm kind of just going to be holding on to 100 wishes, saving everything else, and I guess the next patch we'll be back at some point to throw some stuff at it. But other than that, the other thing this game has is it does have these Bangboos here. They are sort of like a extra 5th member to your party, but they kind of just have like small buffs or like they help for like building up like dot damage and stuff like that. This banner is 100% on like what you pull. So like I can go in here. I've already pulled a million here, but I can like this guy here. Currently, like we said, the meta shifts all the time, and there may be like a cool police officer little Bangboo that comes out, so I'm kind of saving them. But he works really well with Yuan, so like I may want to pull him. Well, I have 78 pulls till it pops up, or if it pops up early, and when it does pop up, it's 100%. And if I'm like pulling towards him, and I'm like, well, okay, we'll see, and then a new patch drops and a new Bangboo comes out, I can pop in here, swap two over to another one, and you keep all your pity and all that, it all rolls over. So at any point in time, you can just 100% these. Now the caveat is the currency for this is like you can't like buy it. It comes in events. You have to just earn it in game. You have to sort of do some of their like weekly it's called Hollow Zero. It's like the equivalent of like a simulated universe or whatever. So you have to do that to earn more of these and stuff. So you have to play the game to earn them, but it's 100%. So you can give to everyone you want. So you kind of pick the ones that you think are the cutest or maybe fit with your team. They're kind of derpy in a fun way. This guy makes pancakes and then delivers them to you to give your team energy. And then when he attacks, he just slaps the frying pan into the pancake and shoots pancakes at people.
That seems good.
That's pretty good. A Million here builds a small minigun turret and just shoots bullets at everything. This guy sucks people in, which is why he's really good. He makes like a little black hole and pulls everyone in. That's why he's pretty solid. This guy jumps on like a little forklift with a drill on the front and just drives it into people. So that's pretty good.
Nice.
And those things have like R values too, it looks like.
They do. So getting
Constellation.
dupes of them will increase the skill, like how good they are at stuff.
Standing by. Need something? My services
Also,
are-
for those of you that care about these things, as you fulfill, they don't have like the little pictures like in Star Rail. They decided to one up that. So as we unlock these here, you'll see that we fill in her picture, right? But
and then we get color.
we also get color. We also get fewer clothes as we go.
Oh. I like that less.
It depends on the character, but yes, not all characters are less clothed, which in some cases is good because some of them are not very old.
Right.
But where's our buddy Ben? He should have some.
He better lose his clothes.
Sadly, I don't think he does.
He's a bear underneath. If anybody can lose clothes.
We're going to find out. I don't remember if he does. I think he keeps his chain at least.
Well, you gotta keep the chain.
Okay, here's the money. Here's the money shot. What do we got? Okay.
Yes,
Oh yeah, it's
All right.
torn. Okay.
Fair.
He lost a lot of them. He's just got the shirt on, okay?
Fair.
You know? But yeah, so we'll whip this whip this thing here. Joopadoop. I don't know.
Starlight, it's time to shine.
Well, how high can we do this? Okay, that's the real question.
He's out of the party now, so we can't even quote him anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, he's out now. He's just done.
He
you know?
gone.
He gone.
He doesn't even have his own weapon anymore.
No.
I might even be able to do a couple standard pulls as well before we promote. Oh, at least a 40. 50 would have been nice. Did I save enough? Ooh, I
Nope.
didn't. Not unless I burn my resources. All of them. Ooh, okay, maybe we don't do that. But we have 2 pulls, you guys.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Huh? Is something the matter?
But you know what the thing is? If we look at my standard, I'm at 21, which should put me at 70. That's not enough, but you never know, you guys. Okay? Could be right here. This could be the moment.
Yeah, we're not even in the pity yet, but
No, we're not.
wouldn't it be something?
It would be something. That's fine. We can just skip this. What is this? What did I get? A single. Actually, it's not a bad one.
Let's say you got an A rank on it.
No. Nope.
A 4-star, a...
It's going to be a B. Boom. But
Sorry, I did like this. The 2 soft serve ice cream cones next to each other on one of the monitors. That was fun.
there's a lot of random stuff. Yeah, I'm slowly approaching soft pity on this one, so I can see what my next S rank is. Unfortunately, I got an S rank weapon for my You're guaranteed to get an S rank at 50 pulls. Is sort of their you just joined or whatever, get you in. Then at my next 90, I got a weapon. So I'm short characters that I might have had otherwise. So I need to.
Right.
But I gotta wait for the weekly resets to give me more pulls and all that kind of stuff. So we're waiting. But yeah, that's that. I'll have to level up and screw around with my items. I can show her off, I suppose, if we want. But
Yeah, put her out front.
put her. Well, I can't put her in the front of the party. I have to go.
What?
I have to go fight something.
Can't you put
What?
her on the pause screen? No. Okay.
Not yet. So there's so like Nicole's here. It's because I've done her trust rank all the way to the top. So you start with the 2 main characters, Wise and Belle here, and then once you rank up everybody else, which of course I had the Cunning Hair's longest, so I've worked on theirs more. So like there's an Ambi one and there's a Nicole one. Sadly, they can't like randomly rotate yet. I hope they put that in at some point. But yeah, so now whenever you pause, you get their little thing in here.
Yeah.
I have to go like start a fight someplace. We can go like
Get materials.
I can go get some materials. Oh yeah, what did I need for her? Promotion? Yeah, here we go. We'll just do that. It'll probably be bad. Okay. Was it attack promotion? It was. See, this was the team. Team's done. We're out of here.
Standing by.
No,
Let's move.
wait, no, I'm done.
Ready for combat. Nothing
Team is the same as before.
Team is the same as before.
Officer 1 mission starts.
Okay, so we want
Nothing to fear.
Anby
Standing by.
here, and we want...
Need something?
Nicole
My services
here.
are expensive.
She's under-leveled. One poor. She's got,
Well,
like, no weapons.
So was your Billy, but
Yeah. Well, he was under-leveled because I knew this would happen. He'd be taking all the resources from her, so... So I'll probably not do very well, but yeah, the whole point of this is she's got... I'm not dodging. She's got
She's
little...
dead.
She's got little little bullets on the top there. Yeah, how do I play this game? And then we just... Oh, got me. Fine. She does better when they're stunned. Oh, he dodged.
Sneaky.
I'm here. Hey, stop resisting. This won't hurt. Not. Drop the weapon.
So with those bullets she's accruing, she's doing additional damage as well as ether damage as
Correct.
opposed to regular damage. She hits pretty hard when she's in that state. She can hold up to 9 of them. Her ult also keys off of that a bit.
Wakey, wake, you're under
How many
arrest.
shots I hit like this?
If you're new to the game completely, you've seen some dodges and some countering. You've seen some assist calls into like flashes that block attacks.
So that I didn't even dodge. It's just part of her regular attack there.
That's cool.
And sometimes the Bangboo's just fucking around. You know, it only attacks every so often, but it's a helper.
I see him. He's trying his best.
Stop resisting. Neat and tidy.
Let's get Andy back in. Let's trigger the daze. For the chain attack. We go in. It's probably wrong, actually. I don't want to do this, but it's what we're doing.
It's a lot of damage. It's fine.
Don't even try it.
Here's the ult.
For the wipeout.
Nice.
So it's akin to the other games, unsurprisingly, with the wish system and
S.
everything else.
Yeah, so it's what we do. And there's some nifty things about her design that I actually kind of appreciate. They're minor, but like, so you notice she had that big gun at the end, right? And she's got like the little pistol. If you look at her outfit, you see she's got all these like fucking gizmos and stuff all over her.
Mm-hmm.
So so she's got her pistol, right? And like, she's got all the like the stuff on her shoulder and like the little orange things on her shoulder pads, right? Now she's kind of got her little gun here, but when she pulls out her big gun, you'll notice all those little things disappear, and it's because she puts the gun together. If you look
Oh.
at where the trigger is on the big gun, that's just her small pistol. She just keeps attaching. It's like a Nerf gun that you just keep adding more attachments to until it turns into like a giant gun.
Nice.
That's what it is.
That's fun.
So then as soon as she goes back, and when at the end of her ult, if I hadn't killed the enemy, you actually would have seen the gun kind of fall apart because she's done with all the parts, and now she just needs the pistol again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Neat.
So I appreciate that I like all the little doodads. I like all the little trimmings and extras that they put on her like that. I think that's kind of nifty. I don't know how accurate it is, but oh, I can do it. Woo! Go to craft. Make them. It'll auto craft the amount you need, which
Oh,
Very
it's
nice.
so nice.
Yeah.
Again, quality of life.
Yeah, there's a lot of little quality of
And
life
just like when
things.
Star Rail was doing some innovation like this, and then they eventually put some of that in Genshin, we can hope for the same thing here for both the other games,
Yeah.
ideally.
I also haven't leveled her skills at all, in case you're like, I don't know, she didn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yes, because she's
Work in progress.
Yeah, there's nothing here. But yeah, so like this is she does a lot of extra damage when stuff. I don't even have level 1 of this. Oh my lord. So like yeah, okay, it's gotta turn on at some point. But yeah, like that's why that's why Nicole's good, because at the highest rank, 40% target defense shred. This here is whenever she's with another ether unit, then all squad members deal 25% more ether damage to that same target when they've been sucked in by the thing. So not only are they at minus 40 defense, you're doing 25% more ether damage. And her little core thing here is every time you use an EX special, all squad members damage against that target is increased by 15% again there. And then you also have her her constellation, the Constellation 6 here, which is when they're in the energy field, the crit rate against those enemies is increased by 1.5, stacking up to 10, so that's 15% crit. So you've got minus 40% defense shred, plus 15% crit, plus ether damage, plus regular damage. She's just a force multiplier by a huge amount, essentially, which is nice. You know, if you want to look at Nicole, there she is. Anyway, yeah. So that's my polls for today.
My services are
To see mine, you're going to have to switch inputs out there.
Oh, sounds like a job I can handle, I think.
I hope so.
Oh, God.
If things start exploding, I'm going to know why.
Well, make no promises. Woo, okay.
Here's me.
Hey, there's you.
Look, I could pull for her too.
Whoa.
And the truth is, I might, and if I do, we'll record it. But, you know, we have 2 weeks left, so I kind of got to get a better sense of what the hell's going on with my account in the first place, because if you saw Jason's, I'm in the wrong window, so I can't control anything. Oh, God. Still no control? Why is that?
I didn't break it. I didn't break it.
I don't know that that's true.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Well, maybe I have to restart it, because I can't control anything.
Is it just your controller that's not working?
There have been some issues with this cord. I might need to replace it.
It's okay. We can look at you.
It's happened a couple times before.
It's true. I like her hair. It gives me Kill la Kill vibes.
It lit up for a second, still not doing anything. So this is a really exciting video, and I'm glad, you know.
So another fun thing about Yuan, and this is something that they've done overall, is I'm gonna vamp a little bit here, is that some characters like the Shark Girl, Ellen, and like Yuan, so like you would think that they're like, oh, super cool anime, and they get really cool like cutscenes and stuff, and they do a lot of badass stuff. But like a major part of some of the extra trailers and stuff for like Ellen, the Shark Girl, is like she's got friends at high school, and like she is kind of very introverted, and she's got like her part-time job, basically working as like a hitman essentially for the group. But like so much of her character is hanging out with her friends. You see her all over town, and her friends will kind of drag her to places, and she kind of keeps her other life a secret from them and other things like that. But her regular life is important. In the same line, Zhu Yuan is like one of the hardest working cops out there. She's like that big, she's very close to being the hardworking girl like stereotype, but they're very big on like, oh no, at the end of the day, she goes home. And like her big like trailers and stuff are all about like she reconnects with her mom and her dad who haven't seen her in a while. And she's like, you know what, I'm going to swing by this weekend and hang out with you. Like she has a family. She hangs out with the family. She does not overwork herself or do overtime.
Good.
She shows up to do her job. She does it well. She's very professional, but she's also willing to be like, no. I've got a life. I'm going to go do some things. And she goes and she does it.
Really good, considering that these games are really bad about leaning into some of those tropes with so many characters.
And you'll find that every one of the characters, at least that I've seen so far, is usually kind of multidimensional. Ben being the big, huge guy, he's actually the guy in charge of finances for their company, and he's actually kind of like a big softy. He kind of does things for other people, and he's kind of good with kids. But he's a money cruncher guy. He's just huge and big, so sometimes he works to like help them like defend like the president or like fend off like, you know,
Defend
ethereals
the
or
president.
whatever. Yeah.
My goodness.
Of the company, not...
Yeah, president of the company, not the president of their country. Yeah.
Either way, big job.
I mean,
Still.
not all of them are necessarily like that. Corin, the little girl, the shy girl, is very shy, but she's actually very professional and good. She just has no self-confidence. But a lot of the other characters try to build up her self-confidence. It isn't just the main character. Everyone else would be like, good job, Corin. Or like, if a request comes from her, they'll be like, oh, Corin asked. Well, if she's asking, it's probably a good reason. We'll help her out. Or like their voice lines for her will be like, good job, Corin. And they'll like to tag in. Like they're always trying to be like supportive because she's very good at what she does. She just doesn't have any belief in herself. Or like Nekomata is very big. She's very cunning, street cunning. She knows a lot of skills, but she won't share them all the time. But like when it's like in a pinch or whatever, she's pretty reliable. She just doesn't want people to think she is, so she kind of plays it a little close to the chest. So every character's got a lot to them.
Yeah.
In ways that I don't know that every character in Star Rail or Genshin has, especially Genshin. They have so many characters now, but
There's so many.
and who knows? At some point, ZZZ may just have garbage characters. But so far, I would say I think I've enjoyed interacting with all of them to some degree, or their part in the story. But they've had less material to fuck it up, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I do think the starting roster should have probably had 1 or 2 more characters. Now good. Now, all that time the controller was working and now it's dead.
This one's my fault now.
It is, yes.
It is my fault. Yeah.
You had the first 30 minutes.
It's
Now
okay.
it's my time to shine.
Okay, go for it.
God, it was just working. It's great.
Is that a micro USB? Okay, there we go.
Hooray! I better not move my hands any or the controller might not work. I'm a lot earlier on than Jason is. I'm still only level 30 as a character, or whatever that rank is.
Yeah, like your account level.
Yeah. So, because I haven't had a ton of time for this, I'm still juggling other stuff, and work has been hell, but I've at least gotten through a decent part of the main story, and I've been running the Cunning Hair's default squad, and I actually think it's a nice starting squad. It has a good, way of balancing out for each other, and everybody has their own role. But I, too, am looking to get rid of Billy. Not because I dislike his character or even his toolkit, but just because in a game like this with counters and parries and stuff, I want to be up close. I do not want to be ranged, which is also why I'm not super stoked about the character that Jason just pulled, because she's from range. So, yeah. What I'm looking for in particular is one of these two, which is conveniently the same two that Jason was looking at effectively. But I would love to have a Nekomata or a Soldier 11. Soldier 11 would be first pick. Nekomata's at least nice because even though I don't know if I love this character, it's also a perfect fit for Cunning Hairs. So
I will say, so after doing her agent mission, and I don't know if you've done the agent mission
I
for
have,
her.
and it's fine.
Okay, yeah, I liked her more after the agent mission.
I don't dislike her character. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know. If I had a dime for every underage cat girl I've seen in media over the last 20 years of my life, I would have a fucking fortune.
True.
So, yes. The reason I haven't really decided what I'm doing with any of this yet is because I don't even hit this. I have not pulled anything in any banner, including the starter one, which is what I'm here to do today. And what I pull from this, and I'm going to get one of these in 40 pulls because it's reduced cost effectively, so I'm going to be able to do them cheaper, is going to dictate what's next. Do I pull one of the two characters that I want from this banner? If I do, I'm probably not going to pull on Cop Lady. But if I don't, I might still within the next 2 weeks, depending on what happens. So we're just going to start pulling from this one and see what goes on. It's even possible, I'm going to use all of them. So it's possible, albeit unlikely, I could hit this twice.
Yep.
So we're just going to start pulling on this and see what happens and then go from there. It's the same problem with this.
Yeah.
I have enough to hit a guarantee.
But you don't know what you need
But
yet.
what the hell type am I looking to get? I mean, any of them could be helpful, and I can get one or two that will certainly be useful down the road no matter what my team is, but, I don't know what I'm doing yet. There we go. What if I pulled first time, huh? No?
Okay.
Well, how about just a single
Well,
one?
do you have a Piper or a Lucy? Because those are ones that can be
Nope.
really good to get at. Okay. Well, so, and this is a good weapon, if only because you are guaranteed to get a Sokaku from, doing the story and unlocking the Shiyu defense mode.
I think I
essentially.
just got her.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so pull number 2. All reduced cost, so they're only costing 8, which I have to keep in mind when I'm trying to remember the totals, because that's very unusual for our pull videos. It's usually just 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
This is 10, but it isn't.
Yeah, you get 10, but you pay 8. There you go. Hey.
Can't help but notice my A's are all singular and at the end.
Yep.
Just saying.
Hey, maybe that means that the S is going to come early, you know?
If the S is one of the two characters I care about, then fine. I will suffer
Well,
any
there's
other.
an early A.
Yep, there's an early A.
Oh yeah, very early.
Uh-huh.
Oh, baby.
I mean, this is better than Ben's, who I
Yeah.
don't. I like the character, but slow plotting types in a evade and counter type game also not really my thing. So number 4, and again, I would be stunned if I had anything before the first
The guarantee.
5 pull guaranteed. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have been told that it's possible to get more than 1 A on banners, but
Hey, did you have an Anton?
no,
Okay, so yeah.
I don't
so-
have anything.
Okay, yeah, that's
Really.
right. I guess you wouldn't have had it. I forget who I got because I like pre-registered. I think I got a Lucy from that. So, but this
I
is
thought
a
I had
guarantee.
pre-registered too, but then I don't know if I.
Like collected the mail or whatever.
And
it
I
was
also
sent out.
was in the Europe server once
Ah.
without noticing. It was a whole thing. All right, so this one will be a guaranteed S rank,
Mhm.
and we're hoping for 2 out of 6 characters, which are not phenomenal odds.
But you can do a lot with a lot of characters. So, okay.
Number 50, which isn't shocking. I mean, it
Yeah.
probably had to be with the math, but so we'll go one by one here just to build suspense. Every time I see this, by the way, it looks like Wengeneb.
Yeah.
Like, it just looks like one word.
Ooh. This
Wengenia.
is one of so. I could get into some of the math, but in like Genshin, they often say like don't stack attack or don't stack the attack percent because so much of your attack percent just sort of like lowers as you get higher. In this game, it works a little different the way they do the calculations. What you have on you before you enter battle becomes your new base attack, and then any new stat that increases your attack adjusts that new higher number. So that Starlight engine is actually much better than it would be in Genshin.
What's up?
Hey,
Interesting.
Well,
Technical
range.
support?
it is a range character. However, Grace is incredibly good. So,
Well, it's a shame. I don't care how good she is, isn't it?
yeah,
I was very clear.
I know.
Well, let's keep going just
Yep.
because we're going to exhaust all we've got, and who knows, could get lucky.
It's possible.
Maybe you'll pull more than 1 A.
No, I don't think so.
Like I said, my own standard banner pulls were not particularly lucky.
Ah!
Maybe there's a reduced frequency. I don't know.
That's
Wow.
was that early at all, or was the other one just so early that it rolled over?
I mean,
Oh, that's for Corrin. That's not bad. 6 searches. You're guaranteed in 6 searches.
like we just want to have 1 double A. I'm not trying to be super greedy here.
No, that was
What
6.
about-
That was 6.
More single pulls.
Oh, more ambies.
Well, that's nice at least,
Ambies are good,
because she's going to be the last person off the team.
which is fair. Ambi is good. Okay,
If
I
anybody.
believe. Come on.
Is it because I haven't been believing hard enough? Is that why?
I don't know.
Well,
Hey,
Oh my
hey!
God.
Hey.
The prophecy. I'm still skipping, but
it's just because Jason believed.
That's because I believed. Oh, that's for Billy. It's a shame that he'll be the first to leave, but yeah, that's his engine.
Even says Billy on the
yeah,
side.
and it matches his head, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
how fun.
Was this a single pull?
No, this is 10.
Oh, it's a 10.
Oh, it's
Okay.
10.
And then we have 2 more after this.
Okay.
That will do for Shiggles.
Single A.
Okay. No
Nope.
Sukaku.
At least,
Spoiler.
at least now you know that the next pull you get is going to be an A.
Yep. So we can single pull, we'll get an A, and then we're only going to be 38 off of the next S rank, which won't take super long.
Yeah.
If I wanted to be foolish, I could get it right now, but I that's
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't spend your coins.
I don't even want to put that on a video to ever encourage anybody else to think about doing that.
Yeah,
'cause
don't
that's
do
a
that.
horrible idea.
Hey, more Nicole's. Yeah, what does that put your Nicole at? Does that put
I
your
think
at?
that's my 3rd in this.
Yeah, isn't it? So didn't that put you at 4? I think it put you at 4.
Do you get a free Nicole in the game?
Yeah, you start with her. She's part of the starter roster. So if you pulled 3, that puts you at
So I have
3. So if
3,
you pulled 4,
right? I was like, what do you mean?
I thought you pulled another.
I was saying, unless there's a source where they give you one from a reward or something, I have pulled
No,
nothing,
no,
so
you're
I have
probably at
nothing
3.
on anybody. Okay, well, That also, of course, we didn't mention this, but just like Star Rail, so again, it's nice to see it here.
Yep.
I will have a selectable agent at 300. I'm a third of the way there already.
Yep.
So eventually, I'm gonna get my Soldier 11.
Yep.
But it might just take a long time, like Bronya did. We'll see.
I'm in the same boat. At some point, given the character I'm saving up for, I will more than likely want all the people in their faction, much to Chris's point earlier. So I will probably be pulling a Soldier 11 on mine as well, unless I get her early. So
The tricky part about this is it hasn't really done much to inform my decision making because
that is the true disappointing part about this. Yeah.
because that's actually kind of the worst character for that in a sense. I think she's actually a good unit, like you said. I don't think there's any issues with that. And as a support, she could probably have merit long term. And if I get to 2-team territory, I'll use her for sure. But when I'm looking at my roster, I'm like, okay, so what have I defined? And the answer is, well, really nothing because she's a support.
Well,
So, what Jason's doing now, the question is, well, who's my main DPS? And the answer is IDK, ask again later.
Okay, no, so she isn't just a support. She's an anomaly, which is actually a DPS, but it's an alternative DPS. So, but you typically want to put them, this is the downside, because you haven't pulled a Piper. You don't have another anomaly to go with her. And because there's a mechanic, this is where like the meta's still being decided. Some people that are running and beating the highest level content right now, Grace is a mainstay. She is, in fact, probably one of the highest damage dealers in the game, solely because the speed at which she basically builds up the electric debuff and then can proc it going off. You do that, and then you want somebody else, another anomaly character, that can also build another element. And if two elements both get activated at the same time, it activates something called Disorder, which is where both of them... Hey, so you got 4. And so that Disorder buff basically does like all the damage of both of the debuffs all at once, and it's a lot of damage. So there are people that have been running. They've been running. I can't even remember exactly who it is. I think it's Lena, Grace. Oh gosh, is it just Piper just because of it? It's tough. But Anton also works well into that. You proc Anton, the double electric. Anton likes to be in teams that the enemy is electrified. He gets benefits to that, and Grace can just quickly electrify people. So, yeah, I don't know. That's tough for which team you lean into. But of course, you can also just use the Cunning Hares up until a point that you see what your next character is, and you only need 2 teams once you get to like the higher content where you need 2 teams. Otherwise,
the good news is, this is also just stuff. And what I mean by that is, like, it is some additional W engines, because I think I had, like, 4 of them before this started. So now I'll have a lot of things to choose from, some I can rank up. Like, this was kind of needed, but I wanted to save it for the screen, because even though it's not as exciting as the limited pulls, it was a lot of pulls still. So, not exactly the outcome we were hoping for. Not a terrible one either. And I guess we'll have to see. If I am pulling for the same character Jason just got, then I'll do that on air. But I have 15 days to figure out what the hell's going on with that, to accrue some more pulls, maybe some more standard ones, because, again, I can hit another one of those pretty soon, and that might also tell me more about what I'm doing. But it's early. Again, it's been out for 3 weeks and change, so there's still plenty of time to figure out what's going on. And again, we're not worried about meta stuff, just trying to accrue a roster of some solid characters so I can make a couple teams. And that's essentially it.
Yeah. I mean, this, like you said, at this point in the game, just as like a meta perspective, there is no meta. At this point, you just want to get stuff. You need stuff, because at some point, you're going to actually start caring about having stuff, and you need it. You got to do it.
So
it
for
sucks.
the time being, I guess it's just Ambi and doing flips. And
hey, there's nothing wrong with Ambi doing flips, okay? Ambi is solid, okay? She's like best girl. She likes burgers, and you can't go wrong with that.
I like burgers. She's just like me for real.
Burgers and movies, okay? She's great.
I think the goal is, if we get both a Nekomata and a Soldier 11 eventually, we can pair them with Ambi and just have a whole team of people that end up upside down all the time.
That would be pretty ideal. Yeah,
that's the synergy I'm going for. I don't care about like stats and stuff. All right, well, that's it for now. We will, of course, have more videos as everybody's pulling in all 3 of these games, because Jason's, I think, most locked in on this. I'm still Star Rail first, but I'm playing this a little bit as well. So as we keep hitting thresholds with pulls, we have a lot of stuff coming up. We'll be doing a Genshin tier list in the near future, because I want to do it before the new region starts. It's a perfect time, because we last did one 2 years ago, so we have basically 2 regions worth of characters to go over. So we'll be doing that, and of course, a new region means new hot characters to pull for Genshin, so business will pick up there a bit, and Star Rail as well. Nick, I think, will be looking to pull again the next time he gets a character that helps the second team. So all that coming up. If you enjoy the whaling videos, thank you for watching. We'll have more soon, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
So long.